Hi, my name is Kyle, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to edit in Final Cut Express. Final Cut Express is sophisticated enough for doing high-end work, flexible enough for demanding artists, yet basic enough for those who are new to editing. This tutorial will take you step by step through your first experience with Final Cut Express, as well as introduce you to the world of editing. Once you launch Final Cut Express, a new project will be created. Before you do anything else, save your project. To save your project, go to File, Save Project As. Since you are working in a shared laboratory setting, remember to place your project folder on your external hard drive. The Final Cut user interface contains several application windows. The first one is your browser window. As you capture or import video, audio, and images, they appear in the browser window as clips. The next window is your viewer window. This window is used to preview clips, as well as complete common tasks, such as setting your in and out points, editing sound levels, and adjusting effects or filters. Below that is the timeline window. This window displays your edited sequence of clips. In the top right, you'll find your canvas window. This provides a preview of your timeline. To the very right of your timeline is the tool palette. Contained in the tool palette is your pointer tool, selection tool, roll and slip tool, razor blade, zoom, crop, and pen tools. Below that is your audio level meter. Now that you are familiar with the interface, you can begin importing your clips. If you already have your video clips, audio files, and graphics that you want to use for your project, you can bring them into Final Cut by choosing File, Import. Then, browse to the location of your files and click Choose. It is important to remember that Final Cut does not make a copy of your imported files. It links them to the original location on your hard drive. Therefore, it is a good idea to copy all the files you are planning on importing into your project folder. You can either import your files individually, or you can import an entire folder at once by clicking File, Import Folder, then selecting the folder. And click Choose. Once you have imported your clips, you are ready to begin editing. By double-clicking a clip in the browser window, it will appear in the viewer window. To look through a clip, drag the playhead, use the playback controls, or press the arrow keys to move frame by frame. Once you have decided where you want your clip to begin and end, click the Mark In button and Mark Out button to set your in and out points. Once they are inserted, you can drag them to adjust them. By clicking the Motions tab in this window, you can adjust properties such as size, center point, opacity, and many others. To refresh the clip, click on the Video tab. Once you are ready to move your clips to the timeline, simply drag and drop them from the viewer window to the timeline window. You will notice that while dragging your clips into the timeline, Final Cut will change your pointer to either a drop-down arrow or a right-pointing arrow. The down arrow indicates a clip that will be inserted directly over the existing information. This is known as an overwrite edit. The right-pointing arrow indicates an insert edit. An insert edit will adjust the clips to the right and shift them further down the timeline. To modify the length of a clip once it has been brought down to the timeline, you can either use the razor blade tool to cut or splice at a certain point, and then use the pointer tool to select and delete the new clip. Or you can use the selection tool, select either end of the clip, and drag it to the left or right to adjust the length of the clip. By default, audio and video tracks within the same clip are linked together. To unlink them, select the clip with the pointer tool and then choose Modify, Link. This will allow you to select the audio and video tracks independently and delete either one. As with any software program, make sure you periodically save your work. Now that we've gone and inserted all of the video clips, you may want to insert a title graphic. To do so, select a background layer and insert it at the beginning of the timeline. If you want to insert a lower third or logo that has a transparent background, simply click and drag the graphic to the video track layer 2 on the timeline. Next, you want to insert a text graphic over both of those layers. To do this, go to the Effects tab and click Video Generators, Text, and select the text generator, and drag that to the timeline to the video track layer number 3. To change the settings of the text, double-click the text layer, click Controls, and then insert your text. Inside this Control tab, you can also adjust the font, size, color, and many more. The next step would be to insert music. To do so, go back to the Projects tab, select your music, and drag it to the timeline. To adjust the audio levels, double-click the audio clip on the timeline. Using the Pen tool, you can add, move, and delete keyframes for fading audio levels up and down at certain points on the clip. Now that you've added music, the final step to editing your piece is to insert video transitions. Go to the Effects tab, click Video Transitions, then Dissolves. Here you have a variety of transitions. The most common are the Fade In and Out Dissolve and the Cross Dissolve. To insert a transition, select the transition and drag it to the point in the timeline that you would like to transition between two clips. Because I have 3 layers in the video section, I need to add the Fade In and Out transition to all 3 layers. As you may notice, my final video clip does not end at the same time as the audio. One effect I can use is to slow down the clip. To do so, right-click on the clip, select Speed, and then adjust the percentage. Because the music fades out slowly, I want to match the pacing of the fade out dissolve to the fading out of the music. To adjust the length of the dissolve, you can simply click and drag the start point of the effect. Once you're finished editing, the final step is to export your project. Go to File, Export, QuickTime Movie. Once your project has finished exporting, locate your video on your external hard drive and open it up to preview it. For further information or for a one-on-one session, please contact Classroom Support.